What's up, people of YouTube? This is Cullis here, coming to you with a video on my sealed deck from Saturday at Comic Asylum in Richardson, Texas, and how I did with it, and a little bit more. So I'm gonna open up the packs in a second here, and I'm just gonna do a little talk over it about what I was thinking, and a little bit more. When I was going through these packs, I was basically I saw like Lux, and I was like, "Ooh, I hope there's enough light playables," but there turned out to be not that many. The spell one that can potentially draw you a spell was not good, so I didn't really want it. There was the one 7 for 6,500 dragon that I was thinking about playing, which ends up hitting the board. But I ended up like looking at a bunch of other things. I knew I was going to play the Smogs, so I knew I had to main black, and there's a lot of good things. Like I had 3 Rotworm things and the evolution, so I knew I had to do something with those. And the blocker, that's 2 for 1k blocker, is extremely good. And I ended up going red because there's 3 Blast Forge dragons, and blue has some other things. But what else I was going to think about was, like, I was thinking that this sealed kind of thing could be in like a tournament style. Like it's like an event at a KMC or an event at the KMCs. It's like a side event that we could do for extra things, get a better record, get more points to see if we can go. I don't know, it's just the idea that I was thinking about having a tournament, because it is pretty competitive. Well, it is, I mean, what I mean by competitive, I mean, it's pretty skillful. I mean, especially this set, because Infernus has decent removal and has really good blockers, and you really don't have to pull excellent to actually do really well in this one. The other two, Rise was the packs were like you never really got multiples of things, and Evo was just like you got, if you had Neuron you won, or if you had really any Evo you pretty much dominated the whole thing. But that's what I think about this whole draft thing, and that's why I make videos, because I really like sealed and I really think it should go somewhere in this game. But here's a video about my deck that I made there, right here. Okay guys, we have the list here for there's a little bit of glare, of the limited tournaments that we had. I'll go in order by drops, and then see how it went. It's my 2 drops. I have 1 Lux, didn't work. Umbra, all the birds from the 2 drops didn't really work. Umbra especially. Then I have 2 Grudge Weaver, the blocker that I think you could possibly see in Constructed maybe. And then I had 1 Bronca because I got him just because he's a 2-2, and bears are always a good thing, I think, even in Judo. We have some 3/3s who were sort of relevant with 1 evolution. He's the Rotworm one. Logos Lookout, he really helped out because sometimes I didn't want to draw certain things, and he helped me a lot to get my 3-1 victories. And here's my 4 drops. We have Mana Warden, we have Kanina, 1 Kanina. She did not really anything, but she did help when she could. And we have Bagash. He's really awesome and sealed, of course. We have this Canyon Skimmer. He's really great any time you play him. In our 5 drops, we only have 3, which was kind of, you didn't really have much to play on turn 5 except for your small drops, but it was perfectly fine with playing Trial and Error, even though it's awkwardly counted as I've been playing with it. I think Trial and Error is kind of awkwardly put mana-wise, but he's still good. Even as a shield trigger, he's pretty great as shield trigger. Then we have Herald and Apprentice, who, of course, did work. I only did him like twice, but both of them are relevant. And we have our 6 drops, which we have 3 Blast Force Dragon. Always did work, pretty great. We have 1 Bone Rattle Dragon for my alternate win condition. He was pretty great. Only decked out my opponent once with it. You might see that game. I don't think you will. I don't think that game was actually filmed. And then we had 2 Devouring Smog because it's removable, and it's really good removal. And it's more late game than our other dragons, but we have 1 Gemini Dragon. Summoned him once, but I was already winning at the moment. So he was there just in case I needed another bigger beater. We have, for our Evos, we have 1 Ancient Grey Worm. He won 2 games, so he's amazing. And Kendrick's, I never lost a game when he was on the field. So, they kind of puts a little detail into it. So, yeah. It was 3 color with a splash of light. And I went 3-1. My only loss being to a rush, or more is most likely aggro mid-range. Yeah, mostly like an aggro mid-range sealed deck. But it went pretty well. I'll probably go into more detail, if there is any, during the after video of this. That was my deck there. You heard me, I went 3-1 with my 4-color deck. It's more of a splash of white, so it's not totally 4-color, but that was the deck. Another thing that I was thinking about was that it also, these sealed things that we do for like premieres and stuff, or every once in a while we do sealeds, it's also a good thing. I think it's pretty good to like test out the water, see if like none of the obvious things, I mean most of the obvious rares and super rares and very rares are playable. Everybody sees them, everybody knows them, but there's some like sleepers in the set that I think would do pretty okay in constructed, like Blast Force Dragon and that 2-for-1 Cable Locker. Because Blast Force Dragon, you have all the birds, and it can kill their birds, and it can kill annoying Senescals if you really couldn't deal with them those turns. And the 2-for-1 Cable Locker, Spectre Claw is terrible. This guy's good because it saves you shield. Yeah, Senescal draws them a card and then they discard, but you saved yourself a shield, I guess. Especially if they're like playing their Senescal first, and they end up just like you end up playing your Senescal to try to kill theirs, and they're like Rusalka, and you just start crying. But I think there's some sleepers in this set that could go somewhere. But that's it for this video, I think, guys. I will be coming at you with a talk this week about some decks that me and Tom are thinking about. We're thinking about American Dragons, he said Mono Black Shadow Champions. I hope he might have been joking, but I don't know. And maybe some NFL mid-range, some ideas spouting around, but I know I'm going to do control deck. But we'll see you then.